Ma'am, you left this Mercedes 450 SL untouched for 20 years.
Yes, ever since my husband passed away.
So this car was part of your life together?
No, this car was where our life together still felt alive.
Some cars don't just hold memories. They hold the version of love we never stopped returning to. The Mercedes 450 SL had been sitting in the garage for 20 years, still wearing the quiet elegance it once had, even under a blanket of dust, faded paint, and the stillness of time. The owner told me it had belonged to her husband, a man who was never loud, never showy, but carried himself with the kind of quiet pride that made this car fit him perfectly. Before anything else, please comment and let me know where you are watching from, because I always want to know how far stories like this can travel. She said he bought the 450 SL when they were still young enough to believe life would always give them more summers, more Sunday drives, more chances to grow old side by side with the top down and nowhere urgent to be. It wasn't just a Mercedes to him. It was the car he washed by hand, the car he opened her door for, the car he drove when he wanted the day to feel a little softer and a little more beautiful. She told me that some of her happiest memories lived inside that car, his hand on the wheel, the radio playing low, the sun falling across his face, and the way he used to glance at her at red lights, like, after all those years, he still couldn't believe she was there beside him. Then he got sick, and the drives stopped long before either of them were ready. After he passed, she closed the garage and left the Mercedes exactly where he had parked it. Not because she forgot it, because she couldn't bear the thought of changing the last place where he had still felt close. For 20 years, people told her to sell it, donate it, let it go. But to her, that 450 SL was never just a car losing value in the dark. It was the last room in her life where her husband still seemed to exist. When she finally asked if it could be brought back, her voice didn't sound hopeful. It sounded careful, like she was afraid hope itself might hurt too much. And as we began waking the old Mercedes up piece by piece, it felt less like repairing machinery and more like opening a long, locked door to a life she had once loved with her whole heart. Then, when the engine finally came back to life after 20 silent years, she pressed her hand against the seat and started to cry. Not loudly, not dramatically, just the quiet kind of crying that comes when grief and love have lived together for too long. After a while, she smiled through tears and whispered, "He would have polished it first." And somehow, in that moment, the car didn't feel old anymore. It felt like one more drive they had been waiting 20 years to finish. If the last car your husband ever drove still held the best memories of your life together, would you restore it or leave it exactly where he left it? Comment just one word, restore or keep.